about 100, 150 feet away from me is the guys that Mario Van Peebles and who played Stitch Jones and all those guys that were sort of around me. Those were my bandmates, so to speak, in the film. I hadn't met them yet, but I was just watching them do this scene out in the field, and who's directing, of course, is Clint. So, he was in, I think, I'm not sure he was in that scene or not, but very often he's, because he's in so many scenes and he's directing the film, so he's in his wardrobe, hair and makeup, and he's directing. There's very few actors in Hollywood that have ever done this, especially nobody's done it so successfully. It's a very difficult thing to do, to direct a movie that you're in. But I'm watching it and I'm like, there he is, 100, 150 feet away from me. There's Clint. And I'm just, watching, and a few minutes go by and there's a break, cut, boom, break. And Clint wheels around, he looks at me like this, and he just comes right at me. He starts walking right over to me. He says, "Hey, Pete, man, Clint, good to meet you. I'm so glad you made it. I'm glad you're working with us on this film. It's going to be a blast." And it's just a moment of, in my judgment, leadership, right? Because he's the boss. He's the boss. He's not the star of the film, the director of the film. There's nobody who's a bigger boss, a bigger Don, in Hollywood than the way that Clint Eastwood goes about his business, right? He's the producer of the show. Everybody, all the pressure's on him. The people that are running the budget, all this responsibility is on Clint. And here he comes and just walks straight over to me and welcomes me.